What's good, Falcons family? Welcome back to another episode of the Coach's Corner. I am Maxi B, your host, and I'm here with Coach and Armani, and we're going to get into some Falcons football talk. How are you guys?
I'm doing well, doing
Good.
well. The young one's birthday tomorrow, so I'm enjoying my day.
How old are you going to be? 50?
Yeah.
Really? Don't do me like that. I will be 43 tomorrow. Damn.
That's
Damn.
what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Shit.
Well, happy early birthday, Coach. Happy
Thank you,
early
thank you, thank
birthday.
Yeah. Happy
And
birthday,
I'm just
coach.
messing with you.
you. Yeah, it's all good. Just make me older. It's all right.
It's all right. It's all right. You know, the big brother got to be 50. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, we finally won a game after a few weeks of failure. Um, but why does it still feel like it's not even a win at this point? We're going to get right into that. First question: how did the Falcons escape Tampa? And I say escape because this didn't feel like a win, it felt like a prison break. So, what are your thoughts, Armani?
Um, Honestly, it did feel like it still felt like um kind of like a loss because we know that the season is pretty much out of reach now. But I think that Raheem Morris, I think they had a good game plan coming in. I will say that. I think they was able to adjust and make certain adjustments, and then at the very end, I think we kind of got the luck of gold a little bit. So I think that Bijan had a decent game, running the football, and Kyle Pitts, I mean, once again came alive. So Kirk Cousins did look decent. I will give him that second straight week in a row. He looked decent. So we just, even though that the season is out of reach, he was still able to round up the boys and get a W. So let's see if they can carry that on into the Cardinals. Even though, like I said, I think that the season is out of reach, but um, unless Carolina and Tampa just start to fall like really bad. But if that can happen, and Kirk Cousins can being consistent, and we might be able to slowly kind of seemingly sneak our way in there in the hunt of the playoffs. But we all know the inevitable of what needs to happen. So I think that's because that's in the back of our minds, and that's why it still feels like how we feeling. So
Okay. Okay. What about you, Coach? What do you think about it?
So I would say, you know, we beat Tampa Bay 29-28, right? It was a division win. It was a needed win, a win that counts, and a win that counts the same in the standings as a blowout. So the fact that it was close don't matter. But my God, like, why does this team refuse to give us a normal football Sunday? Um, I'm happy we won. So don't nobody get mad, for what I'm about to say. But you know, this game should not have came down to the final moments. It was a lot of self-inflicted going on. It was way too many penalties. 19 penalties for I think it was 145 yards or 125, one of the two. And that's way too many. Literally, we almost set a record for penalties. We did set a record for penalties and still winning. Um, but it's just things have to be cleaned up. But I will say this. Um, it really showed me that Kyle Pitts can be him with a good quarterback. And I use the word good loosely because I mean we all know that Kirk Cousins is not good, but I mean he did what he needed to do, and I mean they picked up right where they left off last year. Kirk said last year that he made it a conscious effort to go after Pitts, and in every game that he did so, we won. So, you know, um, hopefully this continues going forward. Now that Deb's man ain't coming back. I don't think no more this year. I think he's out the rest of the year.
I know. He's
But I
home
mean,
with
it
me.
was a solid win, I guess. But I mean, it was an ugly win. It was a win that we definitely skated by. I think it speaks more to Tampa than us, which we'll get into later on who really won that. But nevertheless, the Falcons got the dub, so it is what it is.
Yeah, but let's be real. We didn't really win. We just kind of ran the clock before we lost. Good thing the game ended before we could do that. Another Falcons tragedy as usual. But
Yeah.
speaking of good, it's time for my favorite segment, the good, bad, and the ugly. Um, what are your good, bad, and uglies, Coach?
Okay, so the good is, of course, we got a pit sighting. We got some of that unicorn in human form out there on the field. That it's always great to see him really do his thing. I know it's been, it's very inconsistent, but like I said, it has to speak to the fan base and speak to the powers that be that when you have a competent NFL ready quarterback, Kyle Pitts is going to eat. One thing I've noticed in the depth, the passing chart is, Cousins has no problems throwing in the middle of the field, and that is where you're going to eat with Kyle Pitts. Like Kyle Pitts needs to be in the middle of the field, taking advantage of linebackers, smaller and slower linebackers, and then really smaller corners and safeties. Kyle Pitts is a tall man, so with him doing what he was doing in the middle of the field, man, it was a great thing to see. So that's my good. The bad is going to be, I got to give a little bit to my uh, our defensive coordinator. I've been saying for weeks, man. Hughes. I understand Alford. You kind of need him out there. But long story short, man, Kobe needs more reps. Kobe got in the game, and I mean, they just attacked him mercifully, and he didn't do bad, but I mean, you could tell that he is an inexperienced NFL player. He needs more reps. So for the rest of the year, he really should be playing. He shouldn't be coming out. He should be getting the reps that he needs to be a better player because like, even though, he had penalties, even though he was getting torched just a little bit, I still see more upside in him than I do in Hughes or any other ones. So, I got to give bad to our DC, man. You play the young guys, man. Let the trash go. Because, I mean, like I said, I would rather see a young, inexperienced guy get burned and torched versus a veteran guy who's just trash. So he gets my bad. And then the ugly is just the amount of penalties. I mean, that was just the most disgusting lack of
Discipline.
discipline I've seen in a while.
Yeah,
Atlanta used to be, and it's gotten worse every year. Atlanta used to be one of the least penalized teams in the NFL, and the last 2 years, well, last year was worse than the year before. This year is even worse. Like, we just never really got penalties, especially on offense. Now it's like every game we're getting multiple offensive penalties. So definitely giving the ugly to the penalties. And Ra, that's on you to get to fix that. So
yeah.
Okay. What about you, Armani? What's your good, bad, and ugly?
So the good I'll say is James Pierce Jr. I mean, and we all complain about going back into the first round and capturing him at what 27, 28. So I mean, right now, I mean, it seems like he's gonna be a stud at an edge rusher position. 2 sacks, he might, end up going. I mean, breaking the Falcons, record. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, we still got a couple games to go, but I mean, he's truly to seem like he gonna be a dog at the edge. He gonna be the dog at the edge. So
He might
that's
get
the
defensive
good. The
rookie of the year
bad,
for real.
he might, and that will be crazy. I just, long as we just need to keep him, because the thing is, he hasn't hit his ceiling yet. He could get better. That's the crazy part. He's a rookie, and he can get better, as the season goes on and as the years goes on. So, I mean, he's gonna be a stud without a doubt. James Pierce Jr. is gonna be a stud. The bad, I mean, I wouldn't consider it bad, I guess, but I mean, Bijan and these fumbles is kind of, I'm just like, okay, it's kind of starting to be like a concern a little bit. I don't know if he's just going through, like, cause I think every running back kind of goes through that phase earlier in their career. I mean, Adrian Peterson went through it, but I just think that we got to clean that up. But the ugly, I mean, it goes without saying, the penalties, and then I mean, because we all know that comes from coaching. I have to agree with Coach. I mean, the ugly was the penalties. I mean, goodness. We got to find a way to clean that up. And again, that goes back to coaching. I don't think that Atlanta, I think Tampa Bay choked it away more than Atlanta wanted. That's my personal opinion. But I mean, we came out with a W. I'm not going to complain about, winning, but we all know, the truth in the back of our minds of what's wrong with, we all know what's wrong with the Falcons. And then for the most part, it's coaching. It's coaching. So, we'll just have to take a look and see after the season ends. I mean, we're sitting at 5-9. Are we still last? No, the Saints are last in the division. So I'm not gonna say we're last in the division, but we still got a way to go. But I think that the Falcons, they did fight for Raheem. I will give them that. They fought for Raheem, and I just believe that, with us having to play for nothing, they kind of, and the ugly is kind of, this is like a good ugly, is that since they playing for Raheem, that'll give Arthur Blank more ammunition to be like, let's give another year, especially if they win next week and go 6-9. But it's gonna be hard for me to even if we go 7-9 and finish 7-9, it's kind of like, we all know that the ugly is up from up top, from the coaching staff,
For
from the
sure.
front offices.
For sure.
So, because we know the truth, that's why we feeling like this, because it's kind of like we know what's really going on. So for us, it's kind of like, yeah, we won, but we know what's up. We know what's up. So, but yeah, I think that we know the truth. We know the truth.
Right. So for me, it's always, short and sweet. The good, we didn't fall late. Like I just mentioned, we're usually specialists at fucking it up at the end. So that was the good. We didn't do that this time. The bad, red zone offense still kind of looking like it's buffering on bad Wi-Fi. You know.
Out there sputtering.
All right.
Out there glitching.
It like that. And the ugly, the Falcons fan trying to enjoy a win without immediately checking playoff scenarios or injury reports. And since we're speaking about injuries, what do you think about Kirk Cousins? Is he truly healed from his injury? Was he like clutched this game, or was he carried? Armani, what do you think?
I'll say he was pretty clutched. I mean, he stayed consistent. He made the throws over the middle that like Coach was saying, we saw like the quarterback comparisons of the throwing charts, and Kirk isn't afraid to throw it in the middle of the field. And it's kind of like Michael Penix is, he I don't know if it's because he's new to the game, but you're gonna have to throw in the middle of the field. I mean, you can't always throw to the side.
I feel like anytime that he tried, it was like an interception. So That's probably why they were like, yeah, don't throw it down the middle.
Right, because
Yeah.
if you notice, a, a lot of his passes are check downs, either check downs or he's throwing to the sideline. I'm like, all right,
Hmm.
like you're gonna have to throw it down the middle. It's okay, to make mistakes and learn from them. But I think that Kurt played good. I won't say he was carried because I mean, honestly, Kyle Pitts had a pretty good game, and let's see, Kyle Pitts went for what 151 two tuds or three touchdowns. Yeah, 166 three touchdowns. So, I mean, again, that's a good stat because I mean, Kyle Pitts is known for he'll go and catch it over the middle. He doesn't mind. So, and then I think that Bijan had a pretty good game, even though he didn't have a lot of well, no, he had 11 targets. So, okay, but yeah, Kirk. I'll say he was clutch. I don't think they carried him. I think that Bijan had 19 carries, 93 yards, and rushing touchdowns. So Tyler had 18 yards. So I think he was pretty clutch this game. I will give him that. 375, 373, three touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Had a quarterback rating of 116. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Okay. Just a quick before you start, Coach. Welcome and everybody, all the viewers. Feel free to comment, you know, interact with us. We do read the comments. Um, so let us know, Coach. What do you think about Kirk?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Armani. I don't think you can say Kirk was carried this week. I think he now truly healthy. I think he's healthy. Let me say that I do think he's truly healthy, but I do think Father Time is catching up with him. Um, you know, is he going to be able to give you uh 30, 44 for 30 or 30 for 44 with 373 yards, three tutties, only being sacked once, and a passer rating of 117 every week? I highly doubt that. Um, but I mean, you don't really need him to do that because, as it showed you, what that does is it unlocks Kyle Pitts or Drake London if we had Drake London and Bijan Robinson, because you can't just stack the box as we showed. You know, I mean, probably the best game that was called from an offensive coordinator standpoint. You got a healthy dose of Bijan, and then when they load the box up, it's going to Pitts. So that makes him fall back, which is things he should have been doing all year. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. But for this game, it was very pleasant to see. Kirk do his thing. And like I said, I mean, if you just go back to last year, and again, no knock to Penix, I don't understand. Maybe at some point we'll find out what the issue was between either the offensive coordinator, coach, and Penix, and his play on the field and lack thereof. Like, something has to be amiss with that. Like, there has to be something to where he just don't pass in the middle of the field. Like, at some point somebody's gonna say something. So I guess we just have to wait. But going back and looking at that game, yeah, I mean, it's just completely night and day. You see him tossing that rock, in the middle of the field, and Kyle Pitts catching it and doing this thing. It was just quite pleasant to watch. But it kept, every time they moved the ball, a penalty, back them up or stall the drive. We just could not get out of our own way. But as far as Kurt go, yeah, I think for this game, he definitely came in clutch. He did what he needed to do, and you really can't ask more of your old veteran quarterback than to what he did. So kudos to him. I'm sure we're going to see, you know, the bad Kirk at some point because he is getting up there. But while we got this Kirk, you got to give him his kudos. So kudos, Kirk. Still would love to see a Kirk O'Chain sighting, but who knows if that's ever going to happen again. But yeah, this one, Kirk was clutch.
All right. I mean, I feel like he wasn't like perfect, but he made the throws when it matters. So that's all that we can ask for. So moving on. do you guys think that this was a statement win or was it fool's gold? All right, coach. I'll start with you. Be honest. Was this like, yeah, we won, or we made this win, or was this more like Tampa Bay just handed us the key and said, please don't crash this?
Yeah. So I think it was very much more fool's gold than a statement win. When you get 19 penalties for 100, it was either 125 or 145 yards. Either way, it was over 100 yards. That stalled drives. I mean, if Tampa Bay had been playing, you know, even comparable to what they did the first half of the season, it would have been another blowout. Um, our defense showed up, of course, but again, even our defense is giving up, first down, pass interference, hold. I mean, we just giving up a plethora of free yards that any team that was, currently jailing would have took advantage of, and the score would have been extremely lopsided. So I definitely think because of us shooting ourselves in the foot, it was very much more so Tampa Bay dropping the ball than us moving the ball. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I think had we not had the penalties, we would have blew them out. But because of all the penalties that we had, like the fact that Tampa Bay did absolutely nothing on their end, I mean, like if they'd have just did anything, we would have lost miserably with all the penalties we had. So I definitely would say it was fool's gold. But in looking at that game, take all the penalties out of the game, just looking at what we did as a team, as an overall whole, I mean, it's a little something to be excited about because the boys were kind of clicking. But again, every time we start clicking, a penalty would come in that will stall a drive or make a drive extra hard, or just a bunch of unnecessary stuff. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, at one point in my head, I'm like, I can't wait to see our OC go, and so we can see what this team does. But then it's like, well, who's gonna throw the ball? You know what I mean? Like, it's some things to be happy about in watching this game, but there's also a ton of questions that come from watching this game as well. So I would say it's a little bit more of Tampa Bay dropping the ball than us taking the ball away.
All right. What about you, Armani? What do you think?
I mean, when we head into the fourth quarter, it was 14-28 Tampa. So I think that Tampa just, to me, when you look at the whole context of it, I think that Tampa just wet the bed. I think they just wet the bed. I mean, we came back, had a touchdown. Tampa threw Tampa Bay got an interception. It was 20-28 then, but I mean, I just think they laid down. I think that's what happened. I'm not really excited because I mean I know the truth. And it's always the hidden truth in the back of my mind. Like, yeah, this team, it's definitely fool's gold. I mean, I say that. It's easy to sit here and kind of dissect the game and get the context and just say, okay, Tampa just gave it away, truth be told. Because 20-28 with a couple minutes left, it's like, all right. And they had the ball. So, and then you punt it. I mean, kudos to our defense, but we know the truth. That's what's bothering me because I know the truth. We know the truth.
So what you were saying
And on the final drive, we'll make it so bad. On the final drive, we get like 2 penalties that back us up, make it like third and like 20 something, or second and 20 something. We get that yards. Then we get a first down. It's like 14 yards. I think it was something outrageous. It was like, what is going on right now?
Yeah, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. We had I think it was like a second and 15. It was something crazy, and then we were able to convert.
It was like 29. It was more than 15. It was like second and 20 something, and then I think we got 14 yards, and then it was third and something, and then we got like I don't remember, but both times we got double digit yards to get the first down, to get the kick, to seal the game, if I'm not
Right.
mistaken.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's exactly what happened. Yep. That's exactly what happened. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, for us, I mean, it's kind of hard to get excited for something when you know this team isn't consistent. Now they were consistently doing this week in and week out. All right, but when you're not being consistent, it's hard to get a fan's hope. It's hard to get a fan's hope when you're not consistent enough. So
So what you're saying is we didn't kick the door down. We just knocked politely, and then Tampa forgot to answer, and we just walked in like, "Oh, this is our
yeah, yeah,
game."
that's
yeah,
exactly what happened.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Yep.
Right. But I don't know though. I don't think it was that easy. Like that for Falcons is, I just want a win where I don't stress, eat freaking wings or eat everything on the menu at my job while I'm watching the game and, you know, yeah, I wanna beat put belt to ass. I don't want it to just be like,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's hope.
Quality of win matters. Yeah, the
Right.
quality of win definitely matters. I mean, if you want to get the fans excited, you gotta stop on somebody. I mean, a lot of these teams we weren't able to. I mean, the only team I think we stopped on maybe was but did we stop on? I think we stopped on Buffalo, and that gave us a little edge. But after that Buffalo game, heading to San Francisco, it kind of was like, all right. So
Yeah.
And,
So
and,
yeah,
and,
Armani,
and,
that
and
when
the
was a
can
crazy
we
part, and
rough
the
rookie
crazy
game.
part about the Buffalo game, man, is like I was telling people, like it was a great win, but like literally all his weapons were hurt. Like Kincaid didn't play, Shakir didn't play, like nobody played that game.
Yeah,
So it was very much pin your ears back and just go get Allen. But I mean that you still
yeah,
can't take away from it. That was a dominant, great feeling win. But why we can't have more of those?
right? Why can't we
yeah.
have an easy game? Why?
Um, I mean, oh, we beat Buffalo by 10. Okay, 14-24. I mean, honestly, when you got a coach that says, every game that we get into is going to be a fight. I mean, he said that, when was that, last year? I mean, and that's been every game. I mean, literally, Lions beat us 17-10. Oh no, not Lions, excuse me. The Buccaneers beat us 23-20. The Vikings, we won that 22-6. And then we got stomped on by the Panthers 30-0. And then Commanders, we beat them 34-27. So we have not beaten a team convincingly besides Buffalo, a disabled Buffalo team. And then we got beat convincingly 2 to 3 times. Dolphins beat us by 20 points. Who is this team?
Panthers by
Not the
30.
Vikings. Panthers by 30.
Yeah.
Colts when we went up to Berlin and got. I mean, it's just we can't never win easy, because when you have a coaching staff that doesn't make it easy, that's what we're gonna get. We always gonna be on these nail biter type of games because we don't know how to put our foot on somebody's neck and just step and step and step. So when you got a coaching staff that don't know how to do that, and they just go away from what got you there in the first place, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go a little bit further than that, Armani. I'm going to say it's because of the higher ups. We have done nothing but hire first time coaches since he's been at the helm, and we have yet to hire a straight up dog. Someone who's going to keep the foot on the gas. Like that's why we lost the Super Bowl. You took your foot off the gas. The one thing that was working the whole game, you stopped doing at halftime. So like we keep getting these meek, guys. We're the psychopaths at. Where are your Rex Ryans at? Like where are your Mike Tomlins at? Where are the ones who hold people's feet to the fire? Now I'm not saying those guys specifically, but I'm saying of their mindset, of their ilk. We don't because this is not a symptom of just this coaching class right here in Atlanta. This goes way, 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 way back. You know, this has always been an issue at Atlanta. It's never easy for us to get good wins. You know, we'll blow out a team we should never. Like I ain't gonna say never, but we'll blow out a team who was very unlikely for us to blow out, and then just get shellacked by the worst team in the league. And I think it starts with the coaching culture that has never been really a thing here. So I think that's one of the major reasons why we just can't peel off, easy consecutive games. Because like when you watch a game like, what was a good game? When you watch a game like, because there was a lot of blowouts. There was a lot of blowouts this week.
That's we have to ask that question.
What'd you say? Last week when Chicago played the Packers, that was a pretty good game.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. In that game, I mean, even in that game, it was constant. Like anything could happen at any time. You know what I mean? Like it's just aggressiveness. We've never had an aggressive coach, man, and I think that is the reason why our games have never been easy to win. It's like, we don't put the pedal to the metal. We don't put our foot on people's necks. We don't require them to respect us. We just hope they respect us. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't punch them in the mouth to make them respect us. Like, bitch, you gonna respect me? Why? Because I just put my whole foot in your mouth. It's none of that. It's just, let's go out here and hope these guys just fall over. And then when they don't, well, we did our best, guys. That's the type of coaches we've had in here. So I think it starts from all the way from the top. Once that changes and we get a guy in here with some disrespect in his heart, I think that's when we'll start winning easily.
Yeah. I feel like Raheem is more focused on advertising for a gum commercial or something, chewing the gum.
That's all that fool do. That's it. Just chew gum. Yeah. And then he gonna yell at the end of the game into the camera, like, dude, we are out of the playoffs. 8 straight losing seasons. You want to yell? Like, bro, please have several seats.
Yeah, so every time we're up by like 10, the Falcons are like, all right, y'all, we're tired. You can have this. We're giving up. But
yeah, it's so asinine.
Yeah, it is.
Well, let's move on. We do have a special segment tonight. Coach has been wanting to do this segment for a while, so what better day to do it than today? We have a Coach's Corner. Coach, welcome to your favorite topic. Explain this defense, because from the couch, it looks like it's Ben, scream internally, and then somehow survive. So explain this to us.
Yeah, so I am one of those ones that hates this additive of bend but don't break. I don't want to hear that. I want to break them, make them bend. I don't, I'm not a fan of this bend but don't break. I think what our issue is as I got into earlier, but I'll go a little bit deeper now. We have 3 people on our defense who need to be fired immediately, need to be released immediately, need to never pick up another pair of football pants, football cleats, football helmet. They need to be selling vacuum cleaners as door-to-door salesmen. And that is that is Alfred what's his name? Alfred Hughes and crap, he didn't play this week. It's gonna come to me. But they need to be gone immediately. Our DC needs to be playing these young guys. There's no reason why Rook Aurora shouldn't be a year more seasoned than what he is, because previously he didn't play last year. I love when I see, Brandon Dorless and all of them out there. I love when I see David Onyemata out there, but the David Onyemata is getting older. Let these young guys play. As we seen, at the moment Kobe got into the game, like they literally just picked on him. And you're going to continue to have that if you don't allow your young guys to get on the field and get some burn. So you know, you gotta pull the Band-Aid off. You 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 see what our young cats are doing. James Pierce Jr., Jalen Walker. I mean, them boys is eating. Watts is out there eating. And then for anybody who keeps talking about these picks that we don't have a number one pick, that Chicago got our number one pick, man, my words to you is fuck them damn picks. James Pierce Jr. is better than anybody that's coming up in this draft. Like, period. It don't matter what position, where, what time in this draft that we know of so far who have declared themselves to go. He's better than all of them. So why does it matter if we don't have a number one pick? We got the best player basically than what would have been in this draft. But back to what I was saying, we have, okay, so let me tell you this. James Pierce Jr. had 2 sacks this game. Dorless had a sack. London had a sack. Diablo and Walker both had a half a sack. These boys are getting QB hits. All our young guys are out there doing what they need to do. Take the handcuffs off of them. Let these young cats play. Give Kobe some playtime. Put Hughes on the next thing smoking out of town. Don't put him back on our football field. Give the keys to Kobe. Let the man get better. Let his skills start to show. Alfred, I mean, I can understand him, but Hughes, he don't ever need to touch our football field. AJ had a bad game, but you know what? I could take that from a guy who is consistent week in, week out. Although he didn't give up, but I think he gave up 2. I think let me see. He was what was AJ? AJ was. Okay, AJ was he gave up 40. He had a 40% completion rate. He was targeted 5 times and gave up 2. So he wasn't bad as far as, what'd you say?
I was like, doo 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 doo.
You got jokes. Anyway, so AJ had 5 targets, only gave up the draws twice. So I'll take that from my veteran QB. But his play as far as penalties was very uncharacteristic. So AJ, I got to give you some smoke for that. But again, to my DC, take the handcuffs off. Let the young cats play, and you will have a much better product on the field. You will have this bend but don't break will go out of the window, and you will be better all around, because all of our young guys are better than our veterans, all of them. So my words to him: take the handcuffs off. What do you think about that, Armani?
I mean, yeah, I agree. I mean, if you're going, I mean, at this point in the season, it's like, why not, right? Because we ain't going nowhere. So you might as well just see what you got. You got to see what you got on the field and what you drafted. So I agree. I mean, Hughes was just, he be getting beat.
Yeah, Hughes is just ass, bro. Like, God damn, he's garbage.
Yeah, we all know what his I think, and in next year's draft, I think we definitely need to look at drafting another corner. So and I think Kobe will be fine, but I think their point is we don't want to put all of our chips in an undrafted corner, and I kind of get it, but at the same time, it's like you got to see what you got, so you know what you got to do. So the defense, we have improved. We have improved. I'm not gonna lie and say that we haven't, but we need a little bit more. We need more on that back end, in at cornerback and maybe at slot corner. So I think that the defense, the bend but don't break mentality. I've never liked that mentality. I'm like, you need to go out there and just don't bend at all. Just break them, break
Right,
them.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I think with our young guys, with that, with Walker and Pierce and all those guys and Watts, I think the defense is going to be good for a while. I trust our young guys, but I mean, you got to let them play. You got to let them play in that secondary. I would love to see another linebacker. We get another key linebacker in there too. But yeah, the defense overall, we took a step forward. Actually, from last year, we might have took 2 steps forward because I mean we weren't getting any sacks, no pressures, no nothing. So we kind of took two steps forward, and the defense is going to be good for years to come. We just have to continue to build on it. You can't just neglect it. You got to build on the defense.
Yeah.
So with us
I
having
mean,
a
yeah,
second round pick,
I would even
you
I would even say, you know, like you said, we need another slot. I would say let Kobe, because you're not going to have, no team has 2 all-star that I can think of, 2 all-star corners and 2 all-star safeties. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody's going to be weak out there. You know what I mean? So, while you got a all-star and AJ Terrell, Watts, if not an all-star, he should be. You know what I mean? He's not going to get it, but we've seen him pretty much do his thing out there, and then you have Bates. Put Alford in the slot and let Kobe lead, let Kobe eat. I mean, you got to, like you said, you got to find out what you got. We know Hughes is ass, so like, I mean, that just, what's the upside? You might have a great player versus keep playing somebody that is asshole garbage. So
You just don't like Hughes at all.
he's trying. Yeah, I do not like him. Let me rephrase that. I don't dislike him as a person, but as a player on my Falcons, yeah, no, dog, you ain't it.
Especially your defense.
Yeah, especially my defense. No, dog, you got to go, homie. And it's not even close. Like, you should be door to door selling Geico. That's what you need to be doing.
Man, that bad? Wow. That's crazy. He's that
Not
bad?
selling Geico. First freaking vacuum
Sure.
cleaners for the coaches, then freaking insurance for the
Yeah,
players. Gotcha.
yeah,
You just gotta sell something, right?
yeah.
Uh, well, to their
Yeah.
credit, they did tighten up in the red zone, I think. But watching them is like holding groceries with one finger and praying that the bag doesn't rip. But
Yeah.
just be real with me. Was this the most Falcons way possible to win a football game? What do you think, Armani?
Winning late has always been our, yeah. See, we lose it just how we win it. See, this is a trend that we've all looked at in the course of our lives, kind of dealing with this team. Like the Falcons, if they don't just lose, they blow it and lose. So when we win, it's kind of like, okay, we have, it's the same, but it's different, because when we win, it's kind of like we on the edge of our seats. You can't even go to it's never a comfortable win. We can never win comfortably. And honestly,
Hmm.
we can never lose comfortably. All right, this team, they're just a better team. So we can't win or lose comfortably. Neither one. See, it's easy to say, it's easy to kind of lose when you down like 14-20. All right, they just got the better of
Right.
us today. But when you on the edge and then you lose in a heartbreak, see, it's the heartbreak losses. So, but yeah, this is the most Falcons. We win, we're gonna win at the end in the field goal, or something crazy gonna happen. So, the wins we get isn't gonna be easy. It's always
Hmm.
gonna be a hard fought win. So yeah, this is the most Falcon way to win. If I had to give it to you, yeah, most definitely.
What do you think, Coach?
I would say, of course, it is stressful, chaotic, unnecessary drama. The team has talent. The team has moments. The team just doesn't know how to let their fans relax. Like every second of every game, you like, okay, what's about to happen? Who would have think that Bijan Robinson breaking a tackle and then bam, just fumbles out of nowhere. It is it's just like Armani said, you just we can never just win easily and convincingly. Something has to happen to where it's like that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like when you see something that happens in the Falcons game, the first day, oh, okay, well, of course that happened. You know what I mean? Or that makes sense that happened at the wrong time, at the wrong moment. We win in the most outrageous ways, just like we lose in the most outrageous ways. We lost the game this year from the last kickoff, last second field goal. It's only right that we win the same game. I mean, against the same team with the last second field goal. With doing 19 penalties for 100 plus yards and almost we broke one record for 19 penalties and winning, but we almost broke the record for the most penalties in a game period. So, I mean, it's,
Then good
yeah,
thing we didn't have cool.
yeah, he kicked the ground. So at least we had somebody that kicked the ball and he got released. So, there's that. But,
All right, seen that.
yeah, but this is what I say. You gotta love this team, man, because they so dysfunctional. They so toxic. It's just like that. Just like that girl. That just is the greatest in a certain area, but but she sucks. She's just toxic, but she's good. She's good where she needs to be good at. That's what these
Oh,
Falcons are.
wow.
It's yeah. You know.
I
Uh,
mean, like I said before, the Falcons are just like I pick my team like I pick my man. Disappointing.
yeah. And for us, for
Yeah,
us, it's toxic like that. That one that has that gold wrapped around her. You know what I'm saying? I know all my fellas know what I'm talking about, but it is what it is. We got to win. It's gonna be more edge of our seat, heartbreakers, tear jerkers. Uh, you know, the Falcons are the Falcons. That's literally all you can say. You're gonna have games like this. I mean, yep, this was the most Falcon way possible to win the game, and we won it. So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah,
19
exactly.
penalties. That just sounds like a Falcon way to win.
Yeah, true. True. Other teams win and celebrate and we're like, okay, we won, but we almost lost. What did we do wrong? Like what almost went wrong? Like how did we even win this?
Right.
It's like surprising.
Yeah.
But anyway, so moving on to next week's game, we got the Falcons versus Cardinals. Coach, what are your worries about this?
Honestly, I really don't have any. I think so. The Cardinals. Okay, so the Cardinals are not the Dolphins. Okay, the Dolphins at least had a competent quarterback. They had great running back. They had they may have been losing and looked bad, but they were a competent team. The Cardinals, on the other hand, are just all jacked up. So I want to say the Falcons should go in here, and this should be a very dominant, very kick 'em in the teeth game. I know, and as I'm saying this, the little guy in the back of my brain is like, "Bruh, shut the hell up," because you talk about the Falcons. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. No one expected Kyle Pitts to have 3 tutties and 100+ yards receiving. So I mean, the Falcons is just who knows, bro? Who knows? I mean, this is the most interchangeable team week after week. I mean, just the team you see this week will absolutely not be the team you see next week, and vice versa. It's just it's really weird. Who knows? But I do think I hope that the defense is going to eat. That I can pretty much lock in. I think James Pierce Jr. will have another 2 sacks. I think the defense really is going to eat this game because Cardinals are pretty jacked up. At least 1 to 2 ints and a couple sacks. I think this will be a good 5-sack game. Offense, I don't even want no parts of giving you nothing about them, but the defense, I think, gonna show out.
What are your thoughts, Armani?
Oh, backup quarterback. Oh boy, we in trouble. Yep.
You know that is true. That is true. Anytime a backup quarterback comes on the scene, last time we played, we got they put a rocket scientist out there and he shredded us all damn night.
Man, yeah, got a backup quarterback. Man, we in trouble already. This game don't even feel like. Nah, I'm not falling for it. I mean, the Falcons could very well. They should win. I'm gonna put they should win, but we all know, man. Hey, with this, we don't know what team we getting this week. So that's what I'm saying. Like when it comes to the Falcons, that's why I said earlier consistency. What team are we getting this week? If we got the team from the past week minus the penalties, we'll win. But if we got the team the week before that, and then this team is 3, yeah, we in trouble. They 3-11. We always do stuff like this. And if Raheem can get the boys ready to beat a backup 3-win team, he don't need to be here regardless. So if we lose next week, that'll solidify it. Well, it's been solidified. But my thing is, I got a coach. You got a quarterback. We paying $40 million to, and we can't beat a backup quarterback. They're 3-11, and starting quarterback.
No weapons. All the weapons hurt.
Yeah. So if we're not able to beat the Cardinals, but I'm not gonna say that nothing. I mean, I'm not worried about it. It ain't to worry about. We out of it. So there's really nothing to really worry about. You can watch the game carefree and not having to worry about, we're gonna be behind the Bucs in the division, or we gotta worry about, a team catching up on us but nah, yeah, I'm not worried. This is a carefree game. I'm gonna watch it carefree, and yeah, I think the Falcons should win. Will they win? Who knows? I mean, they always make these backup quarterbacks look like 2010 to 2013 Aaron Rodgers. So, I mean, now I'm just being honest, but Falcons should win, and this is the game they should win convincingly because the Cardinals are beat up and hurt. So this is the game they should win convincingly, but we all know that this is not the team. We all know this.
I mean, they literally have no weapons. Marvin Harrison Jr. still hurt. Like they got McBride. What's his name? McBride. Yeah, they still got him. But yeah, no. This should be a slaughter. It should be a slaughter.
Now is this for 2016? Oh, food. It's over with. It's over before they even walk in. It's over with before they even walk in the stadium.
Right.
They would have been food. They'd have been food all day.
I feel like if we don't start fast, this can turn into another "why are we like this" game, real quick. But if Atlanta stays disciplined without penalties, like the 19 penalties we just had, We protect the ball and play smart. They should win, as you guys were saying. Should. Should is the most dangerous word in Falcon football because we all know that when we should win a game, we lose it. So,
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. So
yes. But
hopefully they do it. Hopefully they do it. But like I said, I think our defense. I think our defense going them baby birds gonna fly. I think they gonna do their thing.
Yeah. Let's just hope the offense can put up points. Because the offense can't put up points and they just keep stacking along and turn the ball over and Bijan fumbling and Kirk throw a pick. Oh, he due for a pick, a few pick game. I already know what's coming. So yeah, if if we have one of them games, we not gonna win that game. We're not gonna
Yeah.
win.
yeah. But so that's it for this episode, guys, of the Coach's Corner. We survived another Falcons win, barely, but a win is a win. Shout out to Coach. Happy birthday tomorrow, Coach.
Thank you, thank you, thank
And
you.
Armani and every Falcon fan out there checking their pulse after every time we play. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to tune in every Wednesday night, 7 Central, 8 Eastern Time. We'll see you next week in same couch, same chaos as always. Rise
Peace.
up.
Peace.